Bears and the Detroit Lions.
Stephen Gostkowski set to kick off.
Time for a much-needed and much-welcome diversion. The NFL is back. Here we go, week one. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. On 1st and 10, Stafford. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
Stafford,
and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. 3 yards to gain there, second down. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play.
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack.
Matthew Stafford sacked.
Former first-round pick Leonard Floyd is no longer with the Bears, so they signed Robert Quinn to replace him as a sack guy. And Robert Quinn just got one right there. Had 11.5 sacks last year with Dallas, the best since his lone All-Pro season in 2014. And I know the Bears are his 4th team in 4 years after stints with the Rams, Dolphins, and Cowboys, but don't be fooled by that.
Looking for Amendola, and it's intercepted.
I need to get my swag right there.
And they will score a pick six for a Bears touchdown. Well, it was 3rd down. Defensively, they were just hoping to make a play and get off the field, get their offense on. Instead, they did one better. Pick it off, take it into the end zone.
Well, they did what you said. They got off the field.
They're going to have to come right back on.
They're going to come right back on, but happily, right? They put the ball in the end zone. That's the way you start a game. That's the way you set the tone.
And he's got it to make it 7-0 in favor of the Bears. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Stephen Gostkowski set to kick off.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. They had the auspicious beginning to the season, a first drive turnover. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Oh, and after the sack, he's still down on the field. Boy, not what you want to see in Q1 of the new year. We'll be back. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. The first carry now. This is Johnson. 3 yards is the pickup, but it leaves him still needing 11 here on 3rd down.
At the 24-yard line.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a game, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And that is incomplete.
Well, they moved the ball okay here in these first 2 drives, but this one's going to again amount to nothing. They've got to start dialing up some plays that allow them to finish drives with points.
Now punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away. Fielded at the 33. It'll be a net of only 30 here. 40-yard punt, 10 on the return. And the Bears take over. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by a 2nd-round pick back in April out of Oklahoma by way of Alabama. It's Jalen Hurts. The Bears in good field position to start out 1st and 10 at their own 43. Lets this one rip toward Graham. That's caught inside the 20. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory.
A gain of 42
huge play
yards
there
on the
for
play.
Chicago.
And the
42 yards.
First down.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. He was trying to get it to Zay Jones that time, and now it's 2nd down.
Coverage
Charles, let's
defensively
get a look
by
at the
Jeff
draft class for
Okudah.
this offense. Remember, no first-round picks this year. They traded it away. How much of a detriment is that?
Well, what they're hoping is the reason they traded away that first-round pick, that player won't be a detriment. He'll be an improvement for their team. And now as you get into the later rounds and the middle rounds of this draft, that's when your scouting comes to the front. You have to hit on those selections. I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker. You got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped in the air. Because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. He'll buy some time right. And that is going to be incomplete. The Bears tried it on fourth down, unable to convert. And the Lions will take over. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
Number 33, carry on.
This will be a gain of right around 3 from the 7 out to the 10-yard line.
On the tackle.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7. At the
Faking the
10-yard
give to
line.
Johnson. Now it's Stafford.
Matthew Stafford.
And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down.
Face mask. Defense.
Man, that ain't make no sense.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage.
Back at the 20-yard line.
Now on 2nd and 13. Stafford. Amendola catching it left side.
Stafford's pass.
It's a pickup of 12 and that'll set up a 3rd down.
12 yards on the play. Leads to 3rd down and 1.
Stafford looking to throw on 3rd and 1. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively. But instead it just brings up 4th down. Here's Matt Bosher now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Take it in at the 22. 43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes.
Jalen Hurts sacked. A loss of 5 yards.
And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line.
The ball carrier.
The drive stays alive. A 3rd down gain of 8. First down, they run again. Here's Montgomery. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And now he'll tuck it and run. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Some early fireworks from this rookie quarterback getting the start in week 1.
And every time a rookie quarterback gets to start week 1, you and I both know the extra attention that comes with it. We know that he's going to throw the football, but will he make the right decisions? And in this case, with his legs, he showed the defense there's an extra dynamic to his game.
And he finds his tight end, Graham. And they'll get this down to the 10. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Play action. Here's Hurts.
Well, I haven't met an NFL player yet that doesn't.
That is hauled in by Jimmy Graham. Touchdown Bears.
To number 80, Jimmy Graham.
10 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Bears will extend their lead. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you give the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, and we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. And it's good to make it 14-0. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago.
Stephen Gostkowski set to kick off.
Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. And the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. 14-0 to score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Stafford, and too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. Danny Amendola, that was the intended target, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. That's sacked by Khalil Mack.
And there's a familiar sight. Khalil Mack putting a quarterback down in the backfield for another sack. I know he only had 8.5 sacks in 2019, so a lot of people wrote that off as, hey, what's going on with Khalil Mack? You do realize he's getting doubled and tripled on just about every snap, but that was the first time since his rookie year of 2014 that he finished the season with less than 10 sacks.
A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return. And it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10. And we remind you, lots more to come here in this opening weekend of the Return to Football 2020. Coming up later tonight, it's the national debut at SoFi Stadium in Southern California. The Cowboy Allen Robinson.
That's all you got!
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty, no question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty
I don't
would do
even
for
know
them?
why they asked this. Sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
For the
Extra point try for Gostkowski. And it is now 21-0.
His kick is
They're able
good.
to get the connection on the long
Makes the
touchdown
score
pass.
Bears 21.
And that's one of the easiest drive
Lions
summaries
nothing.
you'll ever see. One play, touchdown.
Stephen Gostkowski set to kick off.
Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
25-yard
Kenny Golladay making his way back onto the field with the rest of this offense. You better believe that he's well aware he has 0 catches right now, and they're losing, so he's probably a little hungry.
And you know the guys on defense are aware as well.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Khalil Mack picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Another try after the first down sack. Stafford, that's to his running back, Kerryon Johnson. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
A 2-yard loss.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Khalil Mack getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
I'm starting to wonder if this offensive line just simply doesn't like him. I mean, they've given up 6 sacks in this game. He's had nowhere to go, nowhere to run, and obviously nowhere to hide.
And all those sacks in the first half, this is just complete domination. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. He'll take it at the 42. So a solid punt, but also a nice return there, 14 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Jalen Hurts in this offense trotting back out, and he's been good. 2 first-half touchdown passes, no interceptions so far.
Does a lot for your confidence.
Number 32,
does a great deal for your team. Gives them a lead, and they feel really good about how they're playing. I think he expects to throw at least another one.
I was going to say, now he wants the first-half hat trick, doesn't he?
Oh, without a doubt. Go ahead and fling him on the field, folks. He wants that type of celebration.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 16 yards, a first down.
Nice gain there by the second-year runner out of Iowa State, David Montgomery, who often finishes his runs moving forward and knocking defenders back. He finished tied with Josh Jacobs for the most carries by a rookie last year. What the Bears need from him? Improve on his 3.7 yards per attempt. If he gets that up into the 4s, look out. He can control the game with his running.
At the 22-yard line.
On 2nd down, Montgomery. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
The tackle by
for the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28.
That's the 2nd time he's been sacked so far in the first half. And if they have designs on having a big year, on going anywhere, they've got to find a way to keep him upright so he can throw the football.
And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And the route is on. It's 24-0. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
Their own 25-yard line.
Back onto the field comes the offense. Let's take a closer look at Kerryon Johnson. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit. Maybe featuring other people touching it for a while. And then you get a chance to come back to it when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
Still time for him here as we sit in the 2nd quarter. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. The Lions on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, here's Stafford. And that will be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere. But it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
A
very good punt, but a 16-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Jalen Hurts in this offense trotting back out. They've got the lead. He's a big reason why. Looking sharp so far.
And as we travel around the league, we see quarterbacks get it done in a variety of ways. But today's NFL does tell us one thing. If that guy doesn't play well, their team's not going to win. And right now, he's got his team in the lead.
And now they'll look to extend that lead. 2nd down, here's Jalen Hurts. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack. Back at the 47-yard line. Trey Flowers in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Hurts. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact. But in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well. Incomplete.
Going deep this time for Miller. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Hurts to throw. And Robinson with a big catch. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Big plays are starting to become the trend here in this first half, and everything that they've tried has worked. And there's another example right there.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll run with Montgomery. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all.
Taken down right at
They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd
line of scrimmage,
goal.
Again, the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. They try again with Montgomery. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown.
Touchdown, Chicago.
Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Bears add on.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there. Unable to do so, that makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
The point after try for Gostkowski. And the route is on here in this first half. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it was David Montgomery's touchdown run that polished it all off. Boy, I guess they're going to keep trying to put the pedal to the metal here. They're going to try an onside kick. And the Lions are able to cover this one up. A second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, you know, and the right approach in going after it. Also may signal that they feel like they have the superior team, that they can try these sorts of things, and it won't come back and hurt them later.
Danny Amendola, the man he was trying to get it to. That'll bring up 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Throwing again. Stafford into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the rookie Jeremy Chin. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
First and 10.
And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Complete to
Now the
Allen
Bears going to
Robinson.
use the second of their
A gain of
timeouts
19 yards.
as they'll stop it with 25
First down,
seconds to go
Bears.
here in half number 1. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. There goes a deep ball, end zone. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown.
Pass. Complete to number
Allen
12,
Robinson.
Allen Robinson.
As the first half
Touchdown,
is winding
Chicago.
down, and the Bears continue to pour
Steven
it on.
Gostkowski for the extra point.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no
The
lead is
kick
safe in
is
this
good.
league, so they decided to try
Makes
their
the
best to
score
get one
Bears
more as they headed
38,
into the half, and they
Lions
got it
nothing.
done.
Gostkowski, the extra point, and the route is
Steven
on here in this
Gostkowski
first
set
half.
to kick off.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Back out is Matthew Stafford and the Lions offense. If second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on
Kerryon
yourself,
Johnson on the
and
carry.
maybe you have to disperse it a little
Brought
bit.
down right at
Lean
the
on
line
some
of
other
scrimmage.
people, lean on your
No gain
teammates.
on the play.
Find someone who can take the
Second and
pressure
10
off and get the ball in
at
their
the
hands for a
25-yard
while.
line.
This, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the 3rd.
Matt Prater
We'll see
taking
if
off.
Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23.
The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard
Back out
line.
onto the field comes Allen Robinson. Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting them, that's where it really becomes fun because,
David Montgomery,
let's face
the
it, they
Bears
keep
ball
sending
carrier.
coverage at him, keep trying
He
to
was
put the
tackled
pressure
at the
on, and he
27-yard
finds
line.
ways downfield
It's a
and
gain of
finds
5.
openings. That's a
Brings
really
up
crafty
second
receiver.
and 5.
They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
The ball carrier.
That one a first down
Brought
pickup
down
of
at the
8.
35-yard
Well, you certainly
line.
have to give a little credit
An
here
8-yard
because
pickup.
they're playing this
First
game
down,
now at their
Chicago.
pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he'll get this one up to about
David
the 39
Montgomery on
here.
the handoff.
Yeah, give him
He's
4
brought down
yards
at the
there. It'll be second
39-yard
and
line.
6.
4 yards on
At
the
the end of all
pickup.
that hitting and hollering, it was a
Second and
4-yard
6.
run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for
David
2 yards or
Montgomery,
less.
the Bears
That's when you
ball
start to feel
carrier.
good about yourselves.
The tackle made at the
2 straight
44-yard
4-yard
line.
runs, and it is
It's a
steadily
gain
working
of
the ball
4.
downfield. To me, they're
And
staying
it's
right on
third
schedule.
down.
First down, you want 4 yards or more to set up the rest of the drive. They're getting exactly that.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47.
Hurts on the keeper.
9 yards on the
The
pickup there,
tackle
and it
made
keeps
at
the drive
47-yard
alive.
line.
Something
A
to
gain of
watch here in
9
week 1
yards.
of the season,
And the
tackling.
Bears
Because you and I
first
both
down.
know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
The first down run got 5. Here's second and 5. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming
A loss
up.
of 2 yards. And it's third down.
Hurts. And able to find Graham, complete. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Give them 22 there on the third down conversion. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on
brings
offense.
Up 2nd and 10.
Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3.
Check.
They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
Montgomery,
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
I'm coming after you. 51.
On 1st and goal, Howard. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all.
The ball carrier.
No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Trying to punch it in with Howard. He pushed forward, but I don't think it's enough. He's going to be about a yard short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that will set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
Brings up 4th and goal at the 1-yard line.
On 4th down, it's Howard. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago.
Touchdown, Chicago.
Punching it in from a yard away. And this offense continues to pour it on. Well, there was no secret there. They were in goal line formation. They wanted to pound it in on 4th and goal, and they did just that.
And how about the challenge? That's a challenge to the offensive line, which they eagerly accept. I haven't met a lineman yet that doesn't want to run the ball more than throw it because they get to fire out and really smack someone. And boy, they got it done. I'm sure they were encouraging them on the sideline. Let's go. And let's run the ball as well. And they put it in for 6.
Stephen Gostkowski set to kick off.
Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just...
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Eddie Goldman in there with pressure yet again. That is the 7th time that they have dropped him here this afternoon.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now it's him carry for Johnson. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Check Mike 99. Hey, here we go.
Out of the gun, Stafford. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Golladay. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a fourth down.
Terrific catch
Matt
and
Bosher
a big chunk
in
of yardage
punt
gained by
formation.
Kenny Golladay, and that's exactly what he does. That's why he's so dangerous downfield. Highest average yards per reception among NFC receivers in 2019 to over 18 yards per catch. He has the length and really has a nose for the football,
Bears take over
especially when
first
they
and
put the
10
ball in the air and
at
he
their
goes up
own
and gets it.
40-yard line.
David Montgomery ready to take the field for the Bears' next possession. He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a second time.
Number
and of course,
32,
with that
David
comes
Montgomery,
additional
the ball
yardage.
carrier.
Yeah, looking for additional
The tackle
yardage, and again,
made at
that
the
second score
44-yard line.
here in the third quarter.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
We are through 3 quarters here on
That's the end of the
NFL
third
Kickoff
quarter of
Weekend.
play.
You
With
are
the
watching
score,
the
Bears
NFL
45,
on EA Sports.
Lions nothing.
They'll keep it on the ground. Montgomery.
You know they pay me
Defenders
extra for
giving
this.
chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. Touchdown,
David Montgomery,
Chicago.
the ball carrier. Touchdown, Chicago.
David Montgomery, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend, as his guys continue to pour it
Steven
on.
Gostkowski
Turning into
for
a
the
really
extra
good
point.
performance on the road. Week 1, you're just hoping for that first win. It's tough to do it away from home, though, but they're looking strong.
The
It
kick
certainly
good.
is. Any road win in the
Makes the
NFL
score
is a great
Bears
road win.
52.
I mean, it just does not
Lions
matter whether it's
nothing.
supposed to be tough or not. In this particular situation,
Steven
how great will they
Gostkowski
feel
set to kick
leaving
off.
with a win on the road against a tough opponent?
A little work still to do, though.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Detroit's offense ready to take over. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And the pressure gets to him and
Matthew
brings him
Stafford
down.
sacked
Stafford is sacked.
by Kayvon
Chason in there
Taken
to
down
drop
back
him,
at
and
the
that will go in the
18-yard
books
line.
as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Another try after the first down sack. Stafford, and he's going to go down again.
Matthew Stafford sacked
Robert Quinn
by
able
Robert
to disrupt
Quinn.
yet another pass
The
play.
tackle
That is
made
his
back at the
3rd sack of the
13-yard line.
afternoon. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. On Stafford for the 3rd time is intercepted. Picked off by the rookie Jeremy Chin. And they will score a pick 6 for the Bears touchdown. Well, how about that? You use a high draft pick on this guy back in April, hoping he'll grow into a role as the season progresses. And now look at this, a pick 6 in his very first NFL game.
Sometimes the evaluation doesn't match what the kid brings to the table. He progressed quickly.
Gostkowski for the point after.
For the extra point.
Now this one was over a while ago
kick
as they just
is
add
good.
on to their big lead.
Makes
So the
the score
defense
Bears
creating some
59.
points, not only getting the
Lions
interception,
nothing.
but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6.
Steven Gostkowski set to kick off.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick 6. Put the ice. Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. And this is picked up by
They are not ready for us.
And they bring this one back. A fumble
Touchdown,
return for a
Chicago.
Bears touchdown. So this defense clicking early in the year. Week 1, the return for a touchdown.
The organization made a concerted effort in the offseason to improve this defense. I have to say they like the early returns.
Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
And Detroit getting set to go now. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. So these fans just kind of beside themselves right now. The pass complete, this one to Danny Amendola. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
It's a gain of 7.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
At the 32-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Stafford.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Stafford on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Here's Matt Bosher now as he's on to punt for Detroit. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
Hold it ready. The mic. 44's the mic. Watch the curl. Watch the curls. 44.
On 1st down, it's Montgomery. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A Chicago 1st down there on a gain of 11. But you said it earlier in the quarter when we saw a broken tackle then that we might see some missed tackles here early on in week 1, and that's another one right there.
Yeah, not a surprise at all. It will even out as the season extends because everyone will get used to the play speed. But right now, here in the early season, the advantage definitely goes to the offense.
On the ground, it's Montgomery. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, and then the defense rallying quickly after that broken tackle.
Down at the 31.
Solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Bobo's the mic. Mike's both. Let's go, D. 44's the mic. 44's the mic. Quit talking about it and bring it.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line.
I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On 3rd down, they go Montgomery. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
Montgomery, the ball carrier.
18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with
down.
what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Get your swerve on. Kill, kill, kill. Kill, kill.
On the carry, it's Montgomery. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard
Montgomery,
line.
the ball carrier.
This drive is pretty clear.
was brought
Almost
down
feels
at
like
the
old
8-yard
school
line.
fundamentals, doesn't it?
4 yards
Want to impose
on the
their will
pickup.
on the defense. Was that
Second
5
and
straight
6.
runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it.
He's not gonna get me. 44's the mic. 44's mic. Check. Cut.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On second down now. It's Montgomery, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. They seemingly just continue to score at will. And as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win, but one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them. Because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ball game.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because
pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. Khalil Mack. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
Incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him, but after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Third and long. It's Stafford. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Intended for T.J. Hawkinson.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Here's Matt Bosher now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll take it just outside the 40. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially.
First and 10 at their own 47-yard line.
Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts.
A gain of 4.
And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. We know these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And they take a knee. And we've got movement. I think this is against the Bears here. Let's find out.
Offense.
Well, this O-line's been great. They've got the big lead, so give them a pass there, I guess.
Yeah, I would think so, because if we were grading them on their performance in this game, a lot of pluses in their boxes so far.
44s, let go.
And they will take a knee here.
No conversation, ain't got time for no debating. It's for the taking, no hesitation. Don't try my
So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory.